Our Earth in the year 2050. My name is Kaburu from LORETO High School, LIMURU. I believe that the Earth is still a home for all living organisms, despite the fact that it is viewed by many to be a home of waste and pollutants. It is not too late to change the course of how our Earth might be 30 years from now, but that can only be achieved if we do things differently. It has always been my dream that one day the Earth will be covered with a variety of flora, vast evergreen forests, savanna grasslands, and that even the birds of the air will regain their glory and fly freely. I believe that in the future, people will use technology to create better methods and means of conserving the environment, and not as a way to disconnect themselves from the Earth as it is today. I have always had a spark of hope that in the near future, the Earth will be cleaner and conducive for all living creatures. My thoughts are filled with angst as I begin thinking of the amount of waste polluting our Earth as I speak. Many streets and roads are characterized by piles of garbage and waste that many footpaths are close to impassable. But nothing is being done about this situation. We always speak about how polluted the Earth has become, about how it is contributing to the negative climatic changes, but no one is willing to take a stand and make the difference. Is it okay that we accept to live in such miserable, dehumanizing conditions? For all our future hopes and dreams to be attained, certain measures should be taken. Forums could be organized in countries where deforestation has become an arising issue to sensitize people on the dangers of the detrimental effects of destroying the environment in their region. In countries facing deforestation, there has been a great deal of soil erosion, which consequently leads to water pollution. Are we not the same people who consume this water? Do we not see what we're doing to ourselves? People living in such countries should be coaxed on the need to practice afforestation. Were we to comply to such measures, issues such as desertification would not be arising. Industries should develop eco-friendly methods of disposing industrial waste. Many industries around the world dispose effluent into rivers and other water bodies, which cause eutrophication and thus death of aquatic plants and animals. Consumption of such hazardous water has brought about deadly diseases. Industries also emit greenhouse gases such as sulfur dioxide and carbon dioxide, which pollute the air and cause disintegration of the ozone layer. This allows harmful rays such as ultraviolet rays, commonly known as the UV rays, to penetrate into the Earth's surface. If we are not careful, by the year 2050, hospitals will be overflowing with patients seeking cure for cancers caused by such rays. Is there a need for us to face such consequences, yet we can do something about the situation at hand? Countries around the world should eradicate slums and shanty houses present in the country. The issue of slums brings about deforestation, low standards of living, and degradation of the environment. Many people living in such conditions care very little for the environment, and littering has become rampant in such areas. It is not because of their doing, but when one is surrounded by heaps of garbage, the mentality also adopts to such an environment. People living in such conditions should be relocated to better affordable houses built through government initiative. Change can only come from within. Some of the problems facing global Earth are self-induced problems due to ignorance portrayed by some individuals. People should take initiative to care for the environment. Change begins with me and you. It is all for our future. Different species around the world are endangered and are threatened with extinction. My greatest fear is that in the future, some of these plants and animals will be wiped off the surface of the Earth. I fear that one day my children will not have the privilege of marveling at the beauty of these wonderful creatures, that they will only have museums as memories of these extinct species. Poaching around the world has become rampant. Some animals, such as rhino, are endangered, and if certain measures are not put in place, they are in danger of extinction. Poaching should be discouraged in countries because it is an insensitive and inhumane act. Let us not be afraid to take a stand against poaching to create a better habitat for these wild animals. I believe that 30 years from now, our earth will be green with growth and flourishing plants. I believe that if such measures are taken into consideration, in the future there will be no wastage of land, and environmental degradation, aridity, and famine will not be a problem. When I think of the future, I think about cars powered by natural gas and not fuels consisting of nature-polluting substances. I believe that in the future, people will care more for the environment than they do now. I believe that in the future, complacent with our current situation. This is our planet. Let us care for it. Thank you.